My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told. It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old.
Nice, आते ही भाई.
Well,
बहुत सही.
I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead.
Hello.
Right then, I swore to myself that I would avenge them.
आवाज तो आनी चाहिए. Hello.
Ringo, you know about. But Bob eluded me until I heard he was riding with the wild bunch.
इधर से तो इनपुट. ओके, वैसे सुनाई दे रहा है ना. रुक जा, करता हूँ. हेलो. अब आनी चाहिए ज़्यादा अच्छे से आवाज़, मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा तो नहीं होगी ना, वो बता दो. पता चला कि कान फट रहे तुम लोग के, मैं बोलूँगा तो.
I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains. Led by Butch Cassidy, they were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop.
वो रेटिपी भी खराब नहीं दिख रहा होगा शायद.
Pay for what he did to my brothers.
शायद, पक्का नहीं. वो रेटिपी भी इतना खराब नहीं दिख रहा होगा. ओके, मेरे चेहरे के अलावा फिर ठीक है ना.
Ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge.
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them. From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of there. I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall. I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados. Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
God damn you! You can ride, but you...
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Huh? What a punch! Now you're really pissing me off!
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
Show yourself, coward! Gotcha!
इधर से मारा ये
Ready to meet your maker.
Times it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery.
the fuck
The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
नहीं इसमें वॉल बैंग जल्दी से नहीं लगता लग जाते कभी कभी पर जल्दी से नहीं लगता
Sorry, son of a bitch!
यार मैंने मारा सही था फिर भी नहीं लगा उसको अच्छे से
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a
You
hand.
mean like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns
Hard पे खेल रहा
a-blazing
हूँ
to
मैं।
help?
मजाक नहीं है हार्ड पे फटती है सबकी
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Who the hell is that? He's out of his mind!
भाई ये कहाँ से आ गया द फक स्क्वाड पे है ना वो लोग और तो बैठे हैं शायद
Who the
मोस्टली तो
hell is that? He's out of his mind! Take cover! Retreat! Retreat!
फिर से नहीं है ना कोई
He's killing everybody! You ain't seen the likes of me. He'll kill us all! Run!
आजकल दिखता नहीं है कोई सब इधर ही है कहीं बच गया मैं शॉट होगा और फिर
Gonna cut you in.
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they?
Somebody know this asshole?
Only a few stragglers were left. I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail.
Merciful Christ! No, hell no is worth this! Run if you want to live!
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis,
अरे
determined to finally have my justice. But the
मैसेज कर
only
दिया करी
survivor
रे
who welcomed me was George
मैं तो चलो
Flat-Nosed
गया था
Curry.
वर्कआउट
Who
के
was
लिए
he?
ये लोग तो
The
आ गए
fastest
थे बाद
gun in
में
the gang. Right after Sundance, I mean. And Kid Curry, and maybe Elsie Lay. Though some folks might dispute that.
यार दोनों मर गए एफ अरे तो भी मैसेज कर दे मैं ऑफलाइन करके नहीं बैठता कभी अगर ऑनलाइन हूँ तो मैं ऑनलाइन ही रहूँगा ऑफलाइन नहीं करता मैं फर्स्ट बुलेट हमेशा डॉज करनी पड़ेगी हार्ड लेवल पे, इसलिए किसी भी ओपोनेंट की। द फक, तो कुछ ज़्यादा ही अच्छा था। नेवर माइंड।
On that very same day, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America.
Okay, तो मेरा हाँ never mind.
They ended up living down there for many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that.
ऐसे तो लाइक हुआ था वो, तो मुझे पता है। कितना जल्दी पार किया अपन ने एक मिशन का। अरे तो राज को जानता है क्या, इम्परफेक्ट गाय को? अरे इम्परफेक्ट गाय को जानता है कि हेलो गेम साउंड लो कर। अरे अब नहीं आएगी वो, तो शूटिंग के टाइम पे आती है ज़्यादा, नहीं तो नहीं आती।
I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared. Sometime later, I heard the Wild Bunch was back together. Kid Curry escaped from jail, and now he was running the whole shebang. So I took to their trail, as I was still in pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was back with him.
That kid Curry's
हाँ
kinda
वही
crazy.
उसने भी स्ट्रीमिंग चालू
you saying that?
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado.
यार मेरी पिस्टल कहाँ चली गई लास्ट टाइम?
This asshole has a death wish.
भाई ओ जल्दी हील हो जा, द फक।
Well, he's crazier than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
से 3 हेडशॉट मारता हूँ तब लगते हैं भाई इन लोग। भाई कैसे?
Somebody really pissed this son of a bitch off.
इतनी खाएगा?
Being outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those bastards down.
Why don't somebody shoot him? I'm done with you.
भागो भागो।
Put some holes in him.
भाई इतना तो नहीं हो कि ऐसे हमारे एक बुलेट बची है मेरे पे।
This asshole has
मारा
a death wish.
एक बुलेट ड्रीम शॉटगन है जैसे।
You ain't killing me.
मर जा।
Old Bob wasn't among
Chalo,
them,
khata.
and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense them close by, however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a
yeah,
clue
okay.
as to their whereabouts.
And अब किधर जाना है? इधर से तो आया मैं। अरे fuck. तू क्या? अरे बच गया। बार पे जाऊँ तो
Someone's
भाई
coming.
इधर ही।
Who the hell's that?
ओ भाई ये चीटिंग रिस्पॉन हो गया। भागो भागो भागो। अरे
outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those
भाई ये
bastards
cheating थी।
down.
बंदे रिस्पॉन हो गए बोला भी नहीं।
Who's shooting at us? We're under fire!
ये मरते नहीं यार।
Middle ain't that son.
CS में मर चुका होता। CS इतना धोखा नहीं देता जितनी ये गेम दे रही है।
Show 'em how to die!
बुलेट खाली करवा रहे बैठ के बस। ये ऊपर वाला रोंडा तो भाई खतरनाक। मरा 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 मरा।
Sorry, son of a bitch! That's it for you!
बुलेट नहीं है शॉटगन। हो जा हील हो जा।
You can't hide forever!
हाइड कौन कर रहा है?
Old Bob wasn't among them, and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense him close by, however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a clue as to their whereabouts. And I found one. A map with their bold plan clearly marked. This time they were fixing to blow up a train trestle. Property of the Union Pacific. The plan clearly indicated how they were fixing to undermine several of the weakest wooden supports. Kid Curry was considered the wildest of the wild bunch. It was said that he fathered 85 bastard children, though some say it was only 5. Kid Curry had bragged to a whore how he was gonna rob a train heading to the U.S. Mint in Denver. And that whore, Fat Sally, she told me. The bridge was rigged with dynamite, so I decided I'd best be careful confronting those bastards. A moment later, I saw a ladder that somehow had escaped my attention.
Don't you blow us up now.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Damn it! What the hell?
But the Wild Bunch did not take kindly to my presence and attempted to blow my head off. It appeared the kid had found a number of new recruits to bolster their ranks. Guess there's always desperate men willing to trade their lives for stolen treasure.
God damn you!
What happened next?
Well, having removed the first bundle of dynamite, I decided I might as well remove the other one. Once that was done, I figured I'd find my way from there.
भाई साहब
Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for it. You'll die for this, you hear me? Time to die.
अटक गया मैं।
Drunk with blood.
If we don't kill him, the kid'll kill us.
ओके ये पिस्टल खराब है।
They got winged him.
This asshole has a death wish.
Hey, we know where you're hiding.
मर नहीं रहा ये.
Somebody really pissed this son bitch off.
You calm down.
और एक
Now I'm gonna hurt you bad. A wounded prisoner's
सामने आ गया.
So, what happened then?
I had to remove more of that damn dynamite.
It must have been terrifying trying to make your way across.
I was sweating it a bit, but then I noticed a footbridge tied up on high, so I shot the rope.
Now you're really pissing me off.
बचा क्या और? नहीं बचा.
So that was all the dynamite?
Funny you should mention that, darling. As actually, there was a fourth charge impeding my progress.
Ready to meet your maker.
Once I removed it, my path was pretty clear.
मर नहीं रहा ये.
Damn head off.
मर गया चलो. चलो ये ट्राई करते हैं. ये भी नहीं हल रही.
Why don't somebody shoot him?
Okay, better.
Give it up now, and I'll let you go.
CS की आदत याद आ रही है मुझे. तो ये सब स्किल्स ले लेते.
I think I winged him.
If we don't kill him, it'll kill us.
और कोई बचा पूछा.
You can run.
Dead.
Can't hide from.
Dead. और कोई.
So I proceeded onward. I realized that that way just wasn't going to work. I needed an alternate path forward. Luckily, I found a cave, and as I made my way back to the bridge, I saw something that concerned me. It was a long, burning fuse, and it was moving fast as hell. I had to catch it. The burning fuse was so damn quick, I had to run like the wind. I almost had it.
Get off the bridge!
Thought I was gonna have a coronary when I lost sight of those sparks. My heart was pounding like a sledgehammer. I knew that failure meant boom. Then, finally, at the last moment. Whew. Of course, I was
okay.
successful, or clearly I wouldn't be talking to you folks here today. Naturally, I removed the last dynamite charge. Well, it was a touching reunion. But by this time, I was thoroughly exhausted and dragging my ass as I was not a young man anymore.
मुझे कोई गंदी फीलिंग आ रही है इधर जाने की.
Kill that
Okay,
Israel.
nice.
Make him bleed.
Send him to perdition.
Finally, I found those boys. Or more precisely, they
Who the hell
found
is
me.
that guy? He's crazier than Kid Curry asked me.
Nuttier than a damn fruitcake. You up. Put a bullet in him.
अबे यार हट हट
Who the hell is that guy? He's crazier than Kid Curry asked me.
Nuttier than a damn fruitcake. You up. Massacre him.
Pass him in the crossfire.
Boom. Shoot him in the head. Vengeance is mine.
Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, Kid Curry opened up on me with a goddamn Gatling gun. It was hidden in this tunnel and pretty well shielded.
Better hide.
Stand still so I can kill you. Get out here!
Luckily, I had located some dynamite. I still, however, had my work cut out for me.
Are you kidding me? Damn! Do you know who I am? It's not fair! God damn it, I need some help!
F F F
here.
F F F F F F F F F.
Take this sumbitch out! This is the last mistake you'll ever make! Shit! Ah! He's done! I'm ending you! Get out of here, you coward! Would've caught you whenever you know. Play this cocksucker! Move it, boys! You're gonna bleed! Give me a hand here, goddammit! God! If I'm going out, take it with me. Show yourself, you coward! You can't beat me! Damn!
ये क्या हुआ?
Do you know who I am? Am I out of bullets already? It's not
ए भाई भाई
fair.
भाई 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 भाई
This is the last mistake you'll ever make. Are you kidding me?
क्या?
Eventually, I brought that tunnel down. And that's when I
Record
met
diamond,
Kid
yeah.
Curry himself. He had decided to stop pussyfooting
nice.
around and deal with me personally. fast as he was. I was just a bit faster. And as he lay wounded, I demanded to know the whereabouts of Roscoe Bob Bryant. He shouted at me. Is that what this is about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him.
मेरा कैमरा अटक रहा है. ओके नेवर माइंड, मर गया. पैसे पता नहीं.
He shouted at me. Is that what this is about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him.
Boom. चलो ये कैम का करते हैं. अब सही हो गया. अब सही हो गया कैम. बाय बाय सर्कस सर.
So, Bob Bryant got away?
I knew I'd never find him in South America.
What about the other killer?
Yeah, you kind of glossed over that one.
Well, I found Jim not long after my showdown with Ringo. At the time, he was riding with the James Younger gang. Did I neglect to mention that?
Jesse James? The greatest outlaw who ever lived?
Jesse and his kin rode with Quantrill when he raided Lawrence, Kansas, and killed near 200 people, boy.
Nothing great about that.
And from there, him and his brother went on to rob banks and trains from Kansas to Missouri.
Which is why there was such a rich bounty on their heads. 40 grand for both of them, dead or alive. That's one hell of a payday. I confronted them as they were robbing a train. Bullets were flying at me from every which way. But I knew I'd have to fight my way forward if I was gonna find this Jim.
Now, wait a second. Now, how'd they stop this train in the first place?
Well, the James boys were experts at this. They hopped a freight train, having heard there was a big payroll in the express safe. So, I hopped the same train.
God damn him!
The James Younger gang was decimated after that little fiasco they had in Northfield, Minnesota. So Jesse needed more men and took on the killer I was after, along with a host of others. I was hoping to find my man and put a bullet in his head. Climbing around that train, I must have swallowed 100 damn bugs before I
The
reached
James
that.
Younger gang pulled the first train robbery west of the Mississippi.
Sounds like you hold them in high regard.
Everyone knows they were the most famous outlaw gang ever.
And you took them all on by your lonesome. Again. I'm finding this all a little hard to swallow, friend.
Well, maybe you need to wash it down with some whiskey. By the way, did I mention that that train was flying down those tracks like a bat out of hell?
Come on! Kill him!
Come and get me, you got the guts!
I find the gentleman's facilities. Suddenly I have an urgent need to drain my one-eyed snake. I've been sitting here for quite a spell.
Right through there. Let me show you.
Where? क्लास ट्राई नहीं तो चलो ना कैम बंद कर रहा हूँ। चढ़ जा लगभग। करना क्या है मुझे? ओके समझ गया नाइस नाइस गेम नाइस।
I never heard so much malarkey in my life.
You think he's bullshitting us?
You don't think he's Silas Greaves?
I think he's just some old drunk looking for some free liquor.
I don't know, Jack. I think I believe him. You don't think he met Jesse James?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That story makes no sense at all.
Jack.
I mean, you gotta be 2 bricks short of a load to believe that cock and bull story.
I don't agree.
Jack, lay off the
But
bar.
you seriously think that tired old man went toe-to-toe with Jesse James?
Well, that's better. Did I mention that this Jim was married to the infamous Belle Star? Of course, I didn't learn that until later. Anyway, I made my way forward the best I could. Around the sides, over the roof.
Gang!
At some point, some sumbitch saw me and shouted out, "It's the damn Pinkertons!"
It's a damn Pinkerton!
Now, I never worked for that limey cocksucker, but I guess they assumed I was one of his assassins. Those evil bastards firebombed Jesse's mother's house and killed his stepbrother. So it's no wonder each and every asshole on that train wanted me dead.
Everybody's always mistaking you for somebody else, aren't they? Why is that, I wonder?
Don't rightly know, Jack. I'm just telling you how I remember it.
I bet you are.
You'll die for this! You hear me?
Kill that pissant!
You better hide!
I came across a flat car piled high with logs and had to come up with a creative way to make my way forward.
अरे यार fuck.
This asshole don't know who he's up against!
एक्यूरेसी कम कराएगा ये।
outlaw dog.
अब पता है अब ना होगा.
I wondered if I was ever going to find the front of that train. Or the bastard I was after. Jesse hired a damn army after Northfield. Guess he didn't want to be outgunned like that ever again. Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
Well, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
Yes, I did. Now, I don't remember how I took it out. It was either a bullet or dynamite.
Where would you find dynamite?
Does it really matter, Jack? You're messing with the flow of the story here.
You're done. God damn, this takes.
एक सेकंड मेरी चैट मिनिमाइज हो गई. हेलो गौरव सर, क्या हाल चाल? लॉन्ग टाइम नो सी. लग रही है क्या? अच्छी खासी लग रही है. नाइस नाइस सर. और बताओ. नहीं क्या उसको हार्ड पे खेल रहा. हाँ हार्ड पे खेल. चेंज ना कर दियो. हार्ड पे. हाँ हार्ड पे खेल रहा हूँ मैं. मैं मोस्टली सब गेम हार्ड पे ही खेलता हूँ 99%.
I was looking for Jim and shooting any son of a bitch stupid enough to get in my way. And that included Jesse James himself.
I'm gonna blow your
हार्ड पे गेम ज़्यादा हाँ टफ नहीं होती.
There sure were a lot of men determined to die that day.
थोड़ी ज़्यादा आवाज़ मार रही है.
You better hide.
किधर है वो?
You don't want to mess with us.
Now you're really pissing me off.
Come and get me, you got the guts.
It was then that Jesse detached the express car from the rest of the damn train.
हाँ
I could
लुइस
see Jesse waiting for me.
स्टोरी कैसी एक
Fixing to
काउबॉय
kill
की है
me
जो
so he could get away with all
एक
that
बंदे को
money.
पकड़ने की ट्राई कर रहा है और वो एक बार में गया है और उसको सबने पूछा कि एक स्टोरी हम लोग को बता तेरी तो ये स्टोरी सुना रहा है कि उसकी लाइफ स्टोरी क्या थी कैसे बना वो एक काउबॉय
Jesse went out like John Wesley Harden. Coward shot him in the back of the
बहुत सही
head.
है मतलब एंड
Guess it doesn't matter how far you run, does it, Ben? Your past always catches up with you. Yeah, I didn't kill Jesse James. Just wounded him bad
Always.
enough to convince him to hang up his guns.
What about that Jim fella?
यार मेरा
What
कैम
happened
बंद
to
हो गया
him?
बीच से
I
नहीं तो
figure
कैम
he
चालू
was
रखा
up
था मैंने
front with a gun to the engineer's head. That bastard slipped away again. I'll tell you how I got him. But first I need to wet my whistle.
ऑनरेबल हेलब्लेड कैसी थी हेलब्लेड वन ऑफ द बेस्ट गेम्स मैंने खेली है उसमें से और मैंने बहुत सारी खेली है बिलीव लुइस
After my showdown with Jesse, I continued to track his
इसको
brother,
ऑर्डर करो क्या
Frank,
बोलते
and
हैं
that son of a bitch Jim.
सेल पे ऑर्डर करो 250 की हो जाती है मैंने भी वहीं पर ऑर्डर की थी
I followed those bastards into the high mountains as they were going to ground.
What
मेरे भी
mountains would that
96
be?
गेम्स हैं
Somewhere in the
Okay.
Ozarks, I
मेरे आईडी
believe.
पे
The perfect place to hide out from the authorities. In fact, before I could find them,
Oh,
some
there you are,
Indians who
Governor.
fled the reds who were hiding out from the
थोड़ा time
military
दे दे तो
found
time,
me
please.
first. They probably thought I
एक
was
तो
a
बात कर रहा
cavalry
था।
scout and didn't want
लोगों
me
को शांति
telling the
नहीं है।
military where they were.
Engines?
Yeah, they could have been Cheyenne, but there was all sorts of renegades roaming the landscape back then.
ओह मरा मरा मैं मरा और जा हेडशॉट पे हेडशॉट दे रहा हूँ इसको वैलोरेंट के लिए हाँ वैलोरेंट के लिए मुझे पसंद नहीं आई कैसे हेडशॉट नहीं लग रहे यार कैम मेरा फेस अटक गया था कैम पे चालू नहीं हो रहा था
Hey, how about another whiskey, Ben? Nothing better to soothe the troubled soul. Now, where was I? Indians, right. I had more than my share of run-ins with the Red Man. Like that time, did I tell you about Grey Wolf?
Yes, sir. You did.
Ah, of course I did. In fact, I could still remember that old medicine man's words to me.
Jesus Christ, we're back to that again.
You carry great darkness in your heart. It will claim your soul. You will come to this place again and kill many more men.
लंबी गेम है क्या? लंबी गेम है नहीं नहीं लंबी गेम नहीं है छोटी है नॉर्मल से नॉर्मल स्टोरी मोड से हेलब्लेड से भी छोटी है मोस्टली तो ये और ये भी वर्थ है अगर खरीदने ना ये भी वर्थ है बहुत मेरी गोलियां खत्म करके रहेंगे लोग 100 गोली थी मेरे पास पूरी 100 के ऊपर एक तो CS जैसा एमिंग स्टाइल की आदत है ना। बस CS में भी ऐसी रिवॉल्वर होती, इजी ओपी गन, ईगल कोई नहीं लेता बाद में।
And the darkness will grow until it consumes everything you are.
So, did you ever find him? Who? The man you are after.
Let me ask you something, Ben. You ever think about death?
Mr. Graves, are you all right?
कंट्रोलर आया रिस्पॉन्स करना कम।
Won't you spare me over till another year?
गाने गा
What
रहे हैं
is this that I can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me? Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven
ठीक आ रहा है
or
बंदा।
hell. Oh, death, someone would pray. Could you wait to call me another day? Oh, death. Oh, death, won't you spare me over
RDR
till
कितनी मस्त है।
another year?
मैंने खेली नहीं है यार, मुझे ऑर्डर करनी है पर थोड़ी सस्ती हो
What
जाती है।
question is that?
Jim Reed. Did you ever find him?
Reed.
एक्चुअली मैं लेने वाला था, वो $2 में मिलता है ना अकाउंट, वो क्या बोलते हैं ऑफिशियल रॉकस्टार का अकाउंट है जिसमें सिर्फ अपन ऑफलाइन खेल सकते हैं। वो लेने वाला था पर मेरा कार्ड पता नहीं क्यों चल नहीं रहा था, मैं किसी और से लेने वाला हूँ। प्लेस्टेशन नहीं है मेरे पास।
He was intent on avoiding my
PC में ही
vengeance,
खेलता हूँ मैं, जो
but
खेलता हूँ।
nothing was gonna stop me. Nothing.
हेलो यश। बॉट यार, मैं भी बॉट, सब अपन बॉट। तो मैं ये RDR ढूंढना यार, नहीं है मेरे पास।
I finally
Well,
did
thanks for
track
asking.
those outlaws down. They had long rifles with scopes and were well positioned to pick off any poor soul who came anywhere close.
भाई ऑप लग रही है इधर, स्काउट स्काउट।
I'm guessing Frank James believed I was responsible for the demise of his brother Jesse. I couldn't really disagree with the matter, as I thought Jesse
बहुत उजाला है,
was
नहीं दिख
dead
रही।
as well.
ओके, चुप के जाना है।
He backed off as I closed in on him, but he was still intent on killing me. And when I closed in on him again, he backed off again, looking for a better angle on me. Hell, I can't fault Frank for wanting his revenge, as I was there for the same damn reason myself. At this point, I'm guessing you think Silas Greaves is a worse murderer than Jim Reed ever was.
No, sir.
A man who spent half his life killing somebody's brothers, fathers, sons.
I think you were just looking for justice, sir.
Is that what I was looking for, Dwight? Is that what it was? Justice?
Isn't that why you were hunting the James gang?
The James gang. Right. I finally found Frank holed up in his mountain cabin, and he was determined to have me dead. It was a pitched battle that could have gone either way. Luckily, I had some dynamite in my possession.
Dynamite? On your person?
A few sticks, just in case. It's always good to be prepared.
Right.
I'm just laying out the facts as I remember them, Jack.
And that son of a bitch! Take him out! He's just one man!
जो प्रोटोजेनिस्ट है इसमें वो स्टोरी नरेट कर रहा है क्या पूरी। हाँ वो जो अपना जो मेन बंदा है ना साइलस, वही स्टोरी नरेट कर रहा है। ये जो कॉबॉय है ना उसका नाम साइलस है वही
Get out here and face me!
झाड़ियों में से कैसे फेस करूँ अब इसको आगे जाना है क्या मुझे चलो हट ओके नहीं जाना हाँ ये अपना पास्ट बता रहा है बार में बैठ के और बंदे सुन रहे हैं
Poke your head out! I dare you! And that son of a bitch! Take him
करने ही वाला था
out! He's just one man!
हाँ बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है और एंड तो देखना भाई एंड तो अलग ही है सब गेम्स अलग एंडिंग है इसका
Come on, he's only one man!
मैंने एक्चुअली एंडिंग देख रखा है मैं स्पॉइल नहीं करना चाहता
You a news
इसलिए मैंने ये गेम खरीदी एंडिंग देख के यार ये नहीं पसंद रश करना पड़ेगा यार नहीं तो मरेगा कैसे बंदा
I see you! And that son of a bitch!
वो मरा गंदा मरा वो
Put him down! I want that bastard dead! Come here!
पे कितनी रहती है क्या गेम अभी तो आधी बाकी
You ain't seen the likes of me. You're gonna have to...
हाँ गंदा डैमेज पड़ा उसको तो निकालो कैसे उसके हाइड आउट से एक्सप्लोसिव लेने जाना पड़ेगा एक्सप्लोसिव से ही मारना है
Come on out, you got...
मरा गया
That old shack? Well, it went tumbling right off that cliff.
With Frank James still in it?
Yes, sir.
But Frank James is still alive, living in Missouri, showing folks
fuck?
around the family farm for 25 cents a tour.
I didn't say he died in the fall, now did I?
हाँ बिना रश किए हो
I'm
गया
done with this damnable
ग्रेनेड से
outlaw
चाहिए था
life.
ग्रेनेड से ही मारना
Kill me,
था
don't kill me, do what
Dynamite
you
से.
will. At this
To be
point, I
precise.
just don't give a shit.
I explained to Frank that I had nothing against him personally and that I was looking for someone else.
You want Reed? Have at him. I never did like that bastard. I am done here.
We parted in peace as Frank pointed out the path to my prey before making his way back down the hill.
नेवर माइंड अभी भी मैं इसको नहीं मार अभी मैं इसको मार सकता हूँ क्या नहीं मार सकता नेवर माइंड ओ भाई
So what
डरा दिया
happened with Reed?
Well, I finally found the last of the gang hiding in a nearby cave. First, I had to dispatch the lookouts.
I will knock you in the next week.
But I was determined not to let that murderer escape my revenge again.
Don't let him through.
पर क्यों नहीं रहे चल यार नींद आ रही है कल आता हूँ फिर से पहले का ये देख लूँगा ओके सर फिर देख लो मस्त है
Good day to die.
बहुत सही स्टोरी है इस गेम की गुड नाइट ब्रो
I'm gonna shoot you dead. You better hide.
But rather than wander in willy-nilly, I decided it would be better to smoke that son of a bitch out. Hey, Reed! I shouted. No wonder you're so ornery. Can't be easy being married to Belle Starr. While you're off providing for the family, she's spreading her legs for every Tom, Dick, and Cole Younger. Not an attractive woman exactly, but very friendly. At least she was to me.
Son of a bitch!
It was then that the last bunch of bandits jumped out of hiding.
Why won't this asshole give up? Would someone please kill him?
I don't think he knows who we are.
Did he just dodge a damn bullet?
गन्ना मार रहे बंदे
Why won't this asshole die? Cover me! Don't let him through! Dynamite!
It's crazier than a shithouse rat.
I don't think he knows who we are. Aim if you're gonna fire.
मरना नहीं चाहते भाई बंदे
Did that asshole just kill Red?
I ain't afraid of you.
भाई साहब क्या मार रहे हैं ये राइफल Where is rifle? Hut.
Eventually, it was just me and Reed. I had waited a long time to face him down, so I could repay him for what he did to my brothers.
Nice, yes, nice. अभी मारूंगा देख मैं क्या मारूंगा देखते हैं क्या
And repay him I did.
चलो अभी कल ही कंटिन्यू करते हैं बाय यश बाय गौरव अगर अभी तक है तो थैंक्स फॉर ज्वाइनिंग आता हूँ मैं डिस्कॉर्ड यश